Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks here. I can tell you, we're going nuts. On top of everything else, our wonderful judge in St. Louis County was in a car accident, so we've been having fill-in judges. But tenants now can get free legal services if they qualify with respect to income guidelines and if they call.
Today's the 11th of October, 2024. I'm John Lee, and there's Lloyd and Laura up there with St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association. We're happy to have Katharyn Davis today.
There's Amber too.
Yes, is Amber there? I can't see everybody. Sorry about that. Thank you. So I know Kathy, you're on a more of a limited schedule than a lot of us here. So you want to go ahead and just say hi and whatever. We got some other stuff to do, but we'll let you talk.
Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks here. I can tell you, we're going nuts. On top of everything else, our wonderful judge in St. Louis County was in a car accident. So we've been having fill-in judges, and there's one judge who likes us to do a lot of extra work. So that kept us pretty busy for our big docket yesterday. But I've got a couple of things of news for you. First of all, with respect to the city right to counsel, the city never disappoints on their ability to make a mountain out of a molehill and not get anything done. They're going to use legal services for the right to counsel. Our legal services friends still don't know when it will start officially, but they've let us off the hook for one thing. According to our legal services friends, they are not going to make the landlord send the notices of the tenant's right to counsel to the tenant. The city is going to do that. So my prediction is that notice will go out 4 or 5 weeks after the court date, and the tenant will never hear about it in time. Even if they do get the notices out to the tenants in time for them to try to avail themselves of the program, legal services, the budget is not enough. Legal services doesn't have enough bandwidth to represent all the tenants. They probably will represent a few more tenants maybe than they already do. But tenants now can get free legal services if they qualify with respect to income guidelines and if they call legal services or Arch City or New Covenant or one of the other pro bono providers. So I didn't think this was going to make a lot of difference even at the beginning, and now I think it's going to make even less difference. But as always, I'll keep you posted as we go along, and if you have any questions, let me know. We've been talking a lot about the squatters' rights bill. The courts seem to be ready to handle them. The city has already had a few. We were going to have one in the county, and then it turned out to get worked out in a different way, I think. But there is now a new squatters law that allows property owners to get squatters out really pretty fast. It has some downsides. The property has to have been unrented for at least 3 months. You can't use this for a former tenant or someone with any kind of former legitimate interest. So it's not an eviction tool, really. It's to get that unhoused person who breaks in and starts a fire in the living room out quickly. And it gives some cover to the police because they were put in a bad position prior because, everybody's on the sidewalk yelling at each other about who gets to be there. And it really wasn't fair to make the police decide that, on the fly. Now there will be an opportunity for a fast court hearing and a determination. If anybody has any questions, we haven't actually done one yet. Like I said, we talked about one with a client, but we didn't do it. But if anybody has any questions about it, call us and we'll try to answer them. And we're looking forward to hearing from the judges when they've done some and, find out what they're looking for and that kind of thing. But we have the forms. The forms are pretty detailed and follow the statute. So we think that when we get a case that fits the scenario, we'll be able to do it. And Dave Soto, I might want to talk to you if you're going to be in the legislature about maybe tweaking this law a little bit to get rid of that 3-month provision. So
I lost my primary, so I'm out. So
what?
I lost my primary, so I'm out.
Oh, you did? I thought you won it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's embarrassing.
No, you're not the only one because actually our local paper said that I won. I won Perry County, but it was Perry County, St. John County, and St. John County had a.
Well, I thought I was going to have my own personal landlord in the legislature. Darn it. Okay. Well, next time, right? Yeah. All right. Well, we have a lobbyist for the apartment association who's going to help with that too. So I think that's all the new stuff I have this time. If anybody has any questions, if not, I will let you get back to buying and selling.
Everybody good?
Hey,
Yeah, I think
Kathy, I had
you
a
like-
quick question.
Oh,
There you
sure.
go.
Oh, I just want to know what type of lawyer I should speak to. So I have a vacant lot in the city of St. Louis. Basically, my neighbor's house is crumbling, literally crumbling into my lot. Now, I do know the housing, I think it's like Vendor Housing Coalition is working to have this house taken away from this specific neighbor. But in the meantime, while that's happening, his house is literally crumbling into my lot. So should I just wait this out until that's resolved, or should I go ahead and get some sort of lawyer myself to say, hey, this is falling onto it? Because it wasn't like that when they first started the case, and this has been going on a couple of years.
Well, that is a really good question. And I know that I don't know your neighborhood association, but Peter Hoffman at Legal Services is running a whole unit of free lawyers for the neighborhood associations to take on properties like this. So if you know who's in charge of your neighborhood association, make sure they know that they can contact Peter Hoffman at Legal Services. And like I said, they've got a unit that's specifically devoted to this. And that's what they do. They file suit and get the property taken away. Do you know who the owner is?
Yes.
Is it
And
are they around?
oh, he is, and he'll call me because of all of the work that's happening with the city. And he'll say, he sent me a picture. One of the neighbors sent me a picture of, I have a dumpster. I'm going to clean up the bricks in the yard, and his roof is literally falling into my lot, and nothing went into the dumpster, and off it went. So,
Do you know who the alderman is there?
I can find out. That's easy enough to find out.
Yeah, you might want to speak to the alderman or call me and tell me who the alderman is. And if it's someone that I have a connection to, I'll be happy to speak to them for you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
Kathy, would you like to briefly touch on the tenant roundtable coming up at the library in November?
Oh, yeah, of course. So we did this about a year and a half ago at the request of the judges in the city. It's very, very I guess prestigious to be the one picked to do it. And we're going to do it again in the city of St. Louis. I'm just looking for the flyer.
I'll
on
put
my
it in the
computer.
chat too, and we'll send it out.
Okay. It's going to be November 7th at the big library downtown. And it's going to be myself, Susan Alverson from Legal Services, and Judge Colonna, who's one of the judges who hears evictions in the city this year. It's free, starts at 5:30. There will probably be, last year there were other people there like Sheila Webster from Conflict Resolution. I know John was there, and Laura representing us, this group, and there'll be other people there that might be interesting to meet. But specifically, particularly if you have property in the city, this might be helpful. And there's a tenant lawyer and me as a landlord lawyer, so you'll get to hear a little bit about both sides. It's interesting. So I hope you can come.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Amber was there last year too. Very entertaining. And I'll tell you, the auditorium, I had never been there before in the library. It's very impressive.
It's very nice.
good
That's
setup, really nice.
a super nice asset that we have in this community. Yeah.
Yeah, very educational and entertaining, I will add. It's definitely worth your time. And it starts
Yeah.
at a good time too. It starts at, I believe, 5:30 and it's over
5:30, yeah.
7. So you kind of miss the traffic, get down there a little bit early and then get out of there
Yeah.
after kind of rush
And then
hour.
you
It's
can
really,
hit the Foundry or some other cool place
Sure.
for dinner afterwards, Ballpark Village.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. And
Okay, guys.
if somebody wanted to call you on some of the matters, what's the best phone number to get a hold of you at, Kathy? Just for,
314-962-1115.
thank you.
Hey,
Okay.
Kathy, I
Yeah.
have one question about
Yeah.
that year end had a register if you were a small business.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
that lawsuit go through or is that dead? Do we still have to register?
We
or-
think that you should still go ahead and file. That lawsuit only issued a stay as to that individual plaintiff. And I personally have not heard an update on that yet. But I will let you know if I do. I'm gonna go ahead and file for my LLC and my corporation, hopefully within the next couple of days. But yeah, I'd go ahead and get it done.
Yeah,
Right, thanks so much.
yeah.
So-
Some other information that we've gotten from other attorneys that are specializing in that, it's saying the same thing as Kathy does. Just go ahead and do it. And
Yeah.
I know I've already done it for my two LLCs. So
If you're getting lawyers who agree on something, probably you should do it.
yeah.
And John sent out that newsletter that has like a 2-page thing about the Corporate Transparency Act.
Yeah, the latest thing
Explain
was
some of
on, or was it in our latest newsletter? Let me see.
Yeah, yeah, a
We
couple
had
days ago.
several articles. Yeah, we had an update in this month's, just to remind everybody. So remind our members.
Yeah, no, thank you for bringing that up. I think it's not a crisis yet, but it needs to be done before the end of the year.
I can tell you through NFIB that they had a webinar on it, and there is a organization that is trying to fight it, saying it's unconstitutional, and we'll see how it goes. So there is more. There's another lawsuit out there.
There is.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I forgot.
That's okay.
I just listened to a webinar with NFIB on it. So
I'll start to follow it if you can tell me what jurisdiction it is.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Everybody good? Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you
Hey.
soon.
You too, Kathy. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah, I just put that link in the chat too, if you want to go ahead and see about filing for your LLCs or your corporation. So, and I'll get that flyer for the upcoming event at the library too. So that's
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, John. Well, as John said, this is the October the 11th, the St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association, our regular Friday networking. And I've got a couple of announcements we got our main meeting for the month of October is coming up this coming Tuesday, October the 15th. We got Dave Randolph going to be speaking, and he is a short sale expert. He's also one of Robin Thompson's, the Queen of Rehab's star students. So he does short sales and then goes in and rehabs them to the T, and he got a great system he's going to be talking about and how he generates a lot of cash, and he's even lending money now to people that are following his program. So it should be a good program. And thank you for everybody. I don't see anybody that came to lunch or this past Monday. We had our networking lunch. Had nine folks there. So I wish you could have been there. If it's a good time. Was had by all. We had a couple of new visitors and several old time members too. So thank you all for coming, and hope to see more folks there next networking lunch, which would be the first Monday, would be the 4th of November. So thank you for coming, and hope to see more folks next time. And before we get into our rest of our networking, I'll let Laura give our usual disclaimer.
Alrighty. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Katharyn Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Okay, thank you, Laura. And John, do you have any other announcements that I could have missed, or any additional to Kathy's? You put, I hadn't even heard about Kathy's upcoming roundtable.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else. Yeah, she just sent that over this morning. And if you can go, I would definitely put that on your calendar because, like I said, it's very educational and entertaining, and you can actually have a chance to talk too. They did have some time for Q&A from just us regular audience people before, and different perspectives on different sides. So you may be amazed at because us as landlords, a lot of times we think of things only on our side, but a lot of the tenants had some really good points on ways they are treated. And, it's just the city of St. Louis is, a very interesting place to do business in. So if you can make it, that's about all I have to say. Right?
Yeah, no, it's best to understand the tenant's point of view and why they're feeling how they are.
Kathy
But,
usually gives away sharks too. She's got stress sharks and they're very good. I got one on my dashboard actually it's in Laura's car. So.
Okay, she's even got some giveaways there. I understand. Did they have a little some snacks or something last time that you fed you because it was right at 5:30?
I
Was it?
don't remember if they had
I don't
snacks. or
remember
not.
either.
Okay.
I don't know if they did, but there's a lot of stuff down there. I was very impressed with the auditorium at the library. I'd been to the library at the city many times, but I had never been downstairs, and it's very impressive, if you ask me. Very nice seating and really good setup.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to get there. I'm going to put this one on my calendar. I couldn't get there to the last one, so I'm for sure going to be there this time. Okay, well, before we get going into networking and I forget about it, I see we got one of our sponsoring vendors, Soto Property Solutions here. We got both David and Stacy. If you want to, either one of you want to unmute yourself and tell us about your services you provide to property owners.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Stacy Lowe here. I work for Soto Property Solutions. I am a licensed realtor in the state of Missouri. We have an office in St. Louis, and we also have an office in Cape Girardeau, and we specialize in property management. So if you have any investment properties anywhere around the St. Louis area, anywhere around the Cape Girardeau area, we would love to talk with you about helping you manage those. We do everything for you from start to finish. So you can just get to sit back and get some passive income. We do all the marketing, the showings, the screening. We hold the security deposit. We do move in and move out inspections. We do all of the maintenance, oversee all the maintenance work. And then we also do all of your accounting and tax preparation at the end of the year. So give me a call if you are interested in hearing some more. My office number is 305-3380, extension 311. My email is Stacy, STACY at Soto, SOTOPS.com. And I'll put all of that in the chat as well. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Stacy.
Hey, John, did you see her latest video she did?
I did, actually. I was just going to mention that. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Stacy's videos, it's worthwhile to check that out. She puts them on our Facebook group, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association, but I'm sure she's also got them out there somewhere else. So it's definitely worth watching. Very entertaining. Are you coming up in another one, Dave?
No, I'm glad I was out that day, that morning when they did it. So, because I'm sure they tried to talk me into doing something.
Oh yeah, I would have got you to do something, but
yeah, you were jumping around in the one.
And they're just it's hard to come up with funny ideas. So if you guys got any ideas, let me know and I'll spin it into a video.
Maybe you should make one about us here, make fun of us here on Friday sometime.
Yeah, I'll see if I can come up with anything clever.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I'll have to go watch this. But okay, yeah, and talking about I say whoever mentioned it about the Corporate Transparency Act. and filing for that. Yeah, we had an article in our newsletter, which if you remember on our list, you should have gotten it this week. I got mine, I think, on Monday or Tuesday. And it's got an article on there by Nick Coons, another attorney, about the filing requirements. So we had some articles before because it's an important thing that they're recommending going ahead and get it filed. It's a fairly easy process. If you don't want to do it, you can probably have your attorney do it, or I got an email earlier this week from my my accountant's office and said that they'd be willing to, they can't file it for us, but they'd be willing to help us through the help me through the application if I wanted to, but I just replied back, nope, already got it done. Thank you. Thanks for the info. So, yep, they are professionals, are recognizing and advising their starting to advise their clients about the upcoming requirements. And as some of the attorneys that the articles that we've had published that recommend, don't wait till, to get it done by the end of the year, don't wait till December 30th or 31st to get it done. Because there'll probably be so many people trying to do it at the last minute. Well, they'll lock up and shut down the website probably. Just like if you remember the first rollout of the government healthcare program, they shut down the website several times because there were so many people trying to get on at once. So this is a good time of year to do it. So anyway, yeah, and John had you had a link to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Agency there and a network. It is the very first thing in the chat. So if you don't have that link, go ahead and grab it and get your LLCs or corporate structures reported. And hopefully it won't go anywhere else other than on some deep in the government files. Okay, who wants to start us out with who's got some haves or wants, needs? Got any wholesalers that looking to do an assignment here? I probably got some investors that are looking for another project. So I know if it's in the St. Charles area, I would be. I'd be interested
Got
myself.
a property I'm gonna put on the market here soon. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath house. It's technically in the city, but it's near Jennings. The address is 1266 Linfield Place, and then the zip code is 63147. It's been an investment property. The current owners did some stuff. They've cleaned it up. They replaced a stack. And that was the only large ticket item that we noticed. So they replaced that. It would be a good little rental. It's on a cul-de-sac. So I expect it to be live on the market next week. So if anybody's interested, let me know.
Okay. Do you know what the asking price is going to be when it comes on?
Let me find it. It just got all the work done with it. So sorry, give me a second. It's going to list at 60,000.
60,000. Okay. Yeah. Be a good price for a little rental.
Yep.
Okay. And it's two bedrooms, 1 bath.
Yep.
Under 1,000 square feet, I would assume, probably.
Yeah, it's not super huge. 840 square feet, unfinished basement.
Okay. Okay. Anybody interested there? You can contact Stacy. She's already got her contact information in there.
Thanks.
In the chat. Okay. Anybody else?
Jay, did you find a house yet? I know you were asking last couple weeks.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Still looking. So let me do 2 things. First of all, I'm a private money broker. I do fix and flips, fix and keeps, refis, reboots, I also do commercial and multifamily. Matter of fact, anything to do with real estate, if you're looking for money, I can find it. So let these Roman fingers do the Roman for you. Secondly, I'm looking for a fix and flip, no matter, the worse it is, the better, as long as it's not crumbling down. I'm looking for a fix and flip to do, or any number of them. So if you want to, you can give me a call. I'm at 314-513-1982, and I've already put my information in the chat.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Well, if you said you like doing a lot of work, there's not, maybe Amber can put you in touch with the landlord that owns the house next to her empty lot. And
That's an idea.
sounds like that is a real fixer-upper. You have to pick out the pieces first that are on her lot,
Yeah.
put them back in place.
Yeah, bring your dumpster.
Yeah, more than one, I'm sure.
Now, don't forget, I said it's not crumbling down.
Oh, not crumbling. Oh, you
Not
did.
crumbling.
Okay.
It's livable.
You
At
don't
least
want to
when
pick
you
it
fix
up
it
from
up.
the neighbors.
That's correct.
Very good. Is there any certain areas you're limited that you do not want to invest in, Jay, or is it?
No, just St. Louis and the surrounding area.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So anybody else? Who else has got something? Any burning questions? Anybody's looking for any services? I got one I'll throw out here. My son's finally got his egress window put in. I put that out there before, and I got some recommendations. Well, we got that job done. He thought he had it set up with the contractor to use their electrician, but there was some miscommunication. And so he's got the window in, but he doesn't have the power to run the sump pump yet. So if anybody, that now the contractor can't get to him till the end of the month, or actually I may have been early November, where they could get work into their schedule. So anybody know an electrician that in the South City, his house is in Afton. Somebody that's in that area might be able to squeeze him in. Shouldn't be too much. It's on the window's on the same side of the house as the breaker panel, so just be a matter of running a conduit down on the outside of the house, busting through the foundation and running a conduit there. So looking for any recommendations for an electrician in the South City or South County area to help my son out. Anybody else looking for any contractors? While we're talking about contractors, that's always usually a hot topic here. Somebody wants to get something done and doesn't know anybody. Yeah, that's what helped me.
Yeah, my son is looking for a surveyor for up in Troy for his property that they just built, and he wants to put in a fence. So if anybody knows a surveyor up there, let me know.
Okay, Lois. Yeah. Up in Troy, let's see, that's Lincoln County. I'm not sure if I've used I think what the name was here in St. Charles. Pickett, Ray and Silver, I think, is the name of the company that I've used to do some survey work for me in the city of St. Charles before. You know, they've laid out a lot of the new subdivisions in St. Charles County, so they may be up in Lincoln County also.
Thank you.
Okay. In fact, their office, I think, is in Newtown in St. Charles. I forget the exact address. I've never been to their office. I just called them and they got the work done that I needed.
I got a name of a electrician here that may be able to help you out. I don't know what his schedule is, and I haven't used him in years, but he used to do a lot of stuff down south. His name is Rodney. I just got it down under electric. He did a lot of stuff, and I should know his last name, but I don't. But it's 314-807-0094. He used to
Okay.
do a lot of stuff down in down south, Hillsboro, Festus. He's even done some stuff up in Hazelwood for me, so I know he travels around.
Bounce around.
He was
Okay.
really good. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Yeah, I used to have an electrician when I owned my properties. The last time I recommended to somebody, they told me they talked to his widow and he passed away. It was all a lot of my references aren't any good anymore in the South City. Okay. Anybody else got anything?
There's an electrician on South Kings Highway. I haven't used him, but he came well recommended. I think I had him bid one time. Is called Fielder Electric, and their number is 314-773-4955. I'll try to put that into the chat there.
Okay. 314-773-4955. Okay.
Right.
Fielder. Okay.
Yeah, I've used Builders Electric. They're great.
Oh, you used them?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, they're
Okay.
located down on Kings Highway. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we got two recommendations. Thank you.
Good morning. This is Ann.
Hey, Ann. What you got?
Hi, Doug and I will add to that list too for electricians that we've used in South City, and that was Stribe. Their phone number 314-487-7474. And we've been using them in the last 6 months, a recent recommendation.
Okay, good. And that's Stribe.
Yes, STREIB.
EIB. Yeah, these German names, you got to put the E first in the. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Well, hopefully we can get his sump pump hooked up really quick here. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay. Anybody else looking for any referrals? Nobody else working on any projects right now? Or
What a quiet group.
yes, it is. A quiet Friday here today. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still dealing with State Farm insurance and my couple of roofs. I had a reinspection earlier this week and just got a call before this meeting that said that even though the State Farm inspector they sent out for the reinspection, they just sent a third party the first time around, and he wouldn't even talk to my roofing contractor, and it found very minimal damage. I finally sent out a State Farm. I requested a new inspection, a reinspection, and they sent out a State Farm inspector. And my roofing contractor went up on the roof with him, showed him, pointed out all the damage that he was seeing, and he came back shaking his head. Yeah, you're right. This roof needs to be replaced. And he called me back and said his supervisor didn't approve his new report. So I'm doing battle with State Farm. And this is just the first one, so one of two. Going the second round with him. Anybody else had any experiences like that? Anyway, I think I'm going to be shopping for new insurance when before this is all over. Anyway.
Hey, Lloyd. I
Yes,
got in. Yeah, I got in on the butt end of this. The event that Kathy was mentioning earlier, is that more beneficial for if someone that owns property in the city, or is that, you know,
The most beneficial for the city because it's sponsored by I think the attorneys that work in the city. But I think it could be beneficial for. I was hoping to get to the last one, but I had a schedule conflict. But yeah, I'm going to try to get to this one, even though
okay.
I don't have any properties in the city. But just to go here, like Kathy said, the other side of the story, or John, whoever said that, nice to hear the other side of the story. It's also good to be open-minded. You know, I'm sure there's some less than scrupulous landlords out there that are not taking advantage of their tenants. So it's good to hear the other side of the story.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is too, it's just like some of the other things that they do. A lot of times they start in the city and it kind of migrates out to the county with all the different municipalities. So it's really good to see what's going on, at least in my opinion. But you can kind of see what's coming your way. So even if you're out in the outlying areas, at least that's my experience. That's one reason we stay in touch with a lot of them. But it may soon be coming to you. So whatever they do, and it's both sides of the story.
Oh yeah,
great,
that's true. Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very good learning experience. Plus, to see where they're coming from, because this time there'll be a different judge up there. They'll have a judge, they'll have a tenant representative, and then you'll have Kathy representing, kind of our side on it. So you get a really good perspective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why John and Laura both been going to these Housing Solutions Coalition. That's primarily to try to give some sound advice to the city aldermen that are working on trying to get some kind of answers to the housing situation in the city of St. Louis. Some of the things they enact will probably spread to St. Louis County and St. Charles County, Jefferson, and throughout the state eventually, possibly. But because that's what's happened. Kansas City's already passed some new landlord tenant legislation, and we're trying to stay ahead of it. They've got an attorney that has worked with and familiar with what the Kansas City did, and we're trying to head it off here in St. Louis City to keep from making some of the same mistakes that Kansas City got into.
That's a great point. Lloyd. Yeah, it kind of makes us a little bit proactive and like we care, because when you show up and have a good representation, they can kind of see that everybody's kind of on board. And because it's really hard to sit back and even watch, replays of some of this stuff without being there in person, because you get a different perspective on how they feel about it. And a lot of times you just see it from their point of view, and then you can come back with a lot more informed, response, not even a response, but just a conversation.
Conversation.
You would not believe some of the stuff that's actually stopped from happening just from some of us just being there over the last year. So I know Stacy's been there too, and she kind of seen a lot of this stuff firsthand too, because there's some good conversations, just to get the point of view. So if you can make it, I would highly recommend it. Plus, it's entertaining. You know how Kathy is. She makes stuff fun, and she can have fun with the other side. Real.
Yeah.
It is very, very much worth your while. At least, I believe it is anyway. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I attended several, like John is saying, I attended several sessions of when the St. Louis County was trying to enact that landlord licensing legislation. And we encouraged as many of our members that could be there just to have support in the audience. And I got on the list to get up and speak. And I said, hey, I'm speaking for the whole group of St. Louis real estate investors. And I asked everybody to stand in the audience and gave the landlord side of the story. Why we didn't think this was a good plan. And then later on, Kathy got up and said, well, if you go ahead and pass this, I'll be filing a suit against it because it's unconstitutional in the state of Missouri. So I think she had an even better argument than I had. So to put that one to sleep. So yeah, it's good to keep up with what's going on. Even
You
if,
can never get too much information or
Mhm.
too much knowledge. Or you always, it's always beneficial. Yeah.
yeah, it's good to be a well-informed landlord or person just in general. So,
Right.
okay. Well, anybody else have anything?
So we're all on board with completing the CTA. So I know you've already done yours. So
Right.
I guess, it's the best. It sounds like the best thing to do is just go ahead and do it. And, you're done with it. If you don't
Yep.
have to, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, if it doesn't pass or it gets declared unconstitutional, hopefully it'll just be erased off of the database.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's rather than hassling, waiting to the last minute is not recommended by several of the attorneys that we've published some articles in the newsletters, and we got it done. The latest one here by Clint Coons about and he's saying what all kinds of things you need to have. I think they had a list. I know in the past we've had a list of things you need to have: your full name, date of birth, residence address, a photo ID, those kind of things, like your driver's license.
The penalties are substantial too if you don't do it. It's like $10,000, and then it's like, depending on if you look through it, it's like $500 a day too.
Oh yeah, no, it can be
You want to
nasty.
do it, you
Yeah.
know.
And 2 years in jail.
And 2 years in jail, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Top it off.
Let
I
alone
saw
that.
that.
That's just a minor thing.
Yeah, I did. I looked at the form. I haven't completed it yet, but at first I'm thinking, oh man, it's going to be this big scary thing, like 10 pages, but it's not. It's just like,
Some of the language is a little complicated. I got confused by some of the questions, but
yeah.
I worked my way through it. Yeah. If you go to their site, they got some instructions and guidelines and everything. So together all year, tell you what you need to have to go ahead and file it, and then make sure you just have all that. So you sit down in one session and get it done. I think if that you can save your work and then go back to it if you need to, but it's best just to get it all
Done.
one
Yeah.
time to get it done, right? In fact, I had looked into the board of directors of STLREIA had asked me and we were thinking we might have to file ourselves, but I did even more research and found out that tax exempt. In fact, in the article in our newsletter, it has a list of who doesn't need to file, and it says tax exempt entities. And then I drilled down even further in their on their website, and it said they define what that means. That as long as you have a 1201C status, which St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association has, we're a 1201C6 corporation. So we were thinking we might have to, but any LLCs you do for your personal business, you need to file them. So. Okay, well, if nobody else has anything, any last words? You got any last words, John or Laura? Amber? Or is Amber still here, or she dropped off?
I think she's trying to avoid the bricks from the neighbors.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. That is annoying when you got somebody that won't do anything, especially when you get a hold of them or when you can get in touch with them. I know it's just not as much fun as it could be.
Oh yeah, yeah, and yes, and even neighbors anywhere. I had a nice four family in South City, and I had to go through and inspections every time. The city was when it was part of the conservation. It was one of the first areas where they started their inspections, called it the conservation district, trying to conserve the housing. Yet the single family house next to mine, it was crumbling. It was a nice older gentleman. I talked to him across the fence all the time. And his house is crumbling, and the things the city was putting me through because I had a rental property next door to his. Why couldn't they help him do something with his? He said he'd been to court a couple times, but he just said, "No, I can't get that done. I can't afford to do it." And then they would just give him another court date to give him an extension. And anyway,
Well, that's another reason to show up at these roundtable discussions too, because a lot of times the landlords are picked on more than just regular homeowners. So
they certainly are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of good conversations today.
Yeah.
We'll get the replay up on in the member section. I always have it done by midnight. That's my rule. And then I have no control though over what happens beyond that. So if you need to get it in the meantime, if you didn't write down any of the numbers or anything for the referrals, you can always get in touch with me or look at the replay soon. So.